You may have noticed that Saudi Arabia is on a bit of a mega-project building spree. From 175-kilometer linear cities to cubes large enough to hold 20 Empire State Buildings. The Middle Eastern country has been announcing record-shattering projects left, right, and center in an effort to pivot its economy and change its PR narrative. A narrative that's seen many calls into question its government and construction labor practices. So why is Saudi Arabia trying to outbuild the world? Why is it pouring so many hundreds of billions into construction? And can all these projects amount to more than their glossy renders? To put it bluntly, the clock is ticking. Now, when your country's economy is almost entirely dependent on oil, that's a problem. So Saudi Arabia is trying to diversify and fast, taking the leaf out of the Dubai handbook and trying to become a global magnet for tourism. In essence, it's a strategy of build it and they will come, but build it big and with lots and lots of cash. In short, Saudi Arabia wants to do Dubai on a scale that even Dubai couldn't dream of. The country has set up the Public Investment Fund, PIF, a sovereign wealth fund that's working to deliver all of these massive projects with state money. Whether you like it or not, anchoring new developments with headline-grabbing structures is proven to attract both domestic and foreign investment, and that creates a bigger market for trade outside of oil. In a bid for legitimacy, the PIF has signed up some of the world's biggest architects and engineering firms and taken out ads in the New York Times, Time magazine, and on billboards around the world. In short, Saudi Arabia is trying to use construction for positive PR, and right now it needs some of that. While these projects may appear bright and shiny on the outside, many have raised concerns over their environmental impact and the country's history of poor construction labor practices. It's hard to keep up with the pace of mega-project announcements, so here are 5 of the biggest ones to be aware of. Lesson 1 from Dubai. Go big. And this building will be absolutely huge. Designed as the centerpiece of what it's claimed will be the world's largest modern downtown, in the middle of Saudi Arabia's capital Riyadh. At 400 meters high by 400 meters wide, it will be the world's first super-tall cube, and if it's successfully constructed, easily one of the largest structures ever built. The problem with deep-planned buildings like this is getting natural light into the center of them and creating spaces that human beings actually want to inhabit. That's where skylights and atriums come in. But light is not an issue here. Inside will be a massive and ever-changing immersive screen wrapped around a tall central tower, creating a virtual world on the scale of Blade Runner. Overall, there will be 100,000 residential units, some 9,000 hotel rooms, and more than 980,000 square meters of retail space. The total cost of the project hasn't been fully disclosed, but it'll likely be the budget of a 400-meter skyscraper. Squared. That's right, a ski resort in the desert. It'll sit in the center of neom, a $500 billion Saudi giga project that includes a few of the schemes in this video. Technically in the desert, Trojena will actually be nestled up among some of the country's highest peaks, approximately 2,600 meters above sea level. There will be a ski slope, a mountain biking course, luxury properties dubbed slope residences, a vertical village of restaurants and retail stores folded into a cavern, and an enormous man-made lake. Trojena has already officially won the bid to host the Asian Winter Games in 2029, the first time that a winter sporting event will be held in an Arabic-speaking country. This resort will be nestled amongst the highest peaks in Saudi Arabia at approximately 2,600 meters above sea level. It will feature a ski slope, a mountain biking course, luxury properties dubbed slope residences, a vertical village of restaurants and retail stores, as well as an enormous man-made lake. Trojena has already officially won the bid to host the Asian Winter Games for 2029, and construction is already underway. So far, the price tag for Trojena is as impressive as the construction itself. But Saudi Arabia can afford it. Unlike the United States, whose government is facing a debt crisis, and whose households alone owe $16.9 trillion, a record high. Now investors in those households are scrambling for safe havens, with major institutions like Goldman Sachs are adapting for their wealthy clients already by pouring hundreds of millions into alternative assets. The Line, a 500-meter-tall mirrored linear city that'll stretch for over 170 kilometers across the desert sands, and that either represents the cutting edge of architecture or a grim dystopian future, depending who you ask. Also part of neom, this architectural fever dream has been designed around the 15-minute city concept and is pitched as a futuristic eco-development north of the Red Sea, with no cars, streets, or carbon emissions. The Saudi government says it will create housing for more than 9 million people, and leaked documents reportedly show proposals for everything from robot maids to an artificial moon. To make construction slightly easier, the massive project will be separated into 135 modules, each 800 meters long and 500 meters tall. It certainly puts a line in the sand for engineering. If successfully completed, it would become far and away the biggest building mankind has ever constructed. Recent drone footage revealed that excavation work has actually begun and that foundation piles are being drilled into the desert. Currently, about 1 million cubic meters of earth are being excavated every week at the marina site for the first module. If you enjoyed this video and you want to get more from the definitive video channel for construction, make sure you're subscribed to Known Facts.